Hi guys, I'm Annabelle and welcome back to Meeple Village. Today we are going to go deep into the Caverns of Cynder. Now this is an expansion for Shadows of Brimstone, a game that I've played before here on the channel. Today we're going deeper, so join me at the table and let's play Shadows of Brimstone, the Caverns of Cynder. Alright guys, I got the game almost set up, but before we get started, I want to send out a special shout out to Michael. Michael and his mom Jenny watch our videos, watch Meeple Village, and support us. And I just wanted to say hi. And also, Michael, I know you play D&D: The Legends of Drizzt, and you enjoy that game. So I think you should stick around for this one because I think you are going to like it. For everybody else, welcome to Meeple Village, and like I said, this is going to be a return to Shadows of Brimstone. Of course, the first adventure that we played. If you haven't watched that, I'm going to put a link up there so you can go watch it and you can get caught up. It's not necessary that you watch it. I will show you everything that you need to know in this video, but I'll give you a good, nice background of what we did during the last one and how I survived by a hair and how we got here to where we are now. In the last adventure, we did not go into any other worlds because it was the first adventure and the manual says, hey, stick to the mines. But in this adventure, we're going all in and we're going to hopefully visit the Caves of Cynder. Before we do that, when we last left off, we have finished the adventure. I was victorious. We had gathered our XP and our Darkstone, the rewards. We healed and everything else. It's time to go to town. And in this game, like I mentioned in the last video of Shadows of Brimstone, it is so cool to go to town. You get you feel like you're doing something in between adventures that matters. Not just like, oh, you rested and you regain all your HP and your sanity and good to go. Next adventure. You're actually in town interacting with the locals and buying new equipment, selling your stuff. So I want to do that. I want to show you guys how that works. First of all, let me show you. At the end of the adventure, I ended up, of course, I'm healed up, but I ended up with a rifle, a knuckle duster that I can sell in town. I got a pistol, I got a book of the occult, and then, of course, this I can't sell because it's my personal item. My locket is my personal item, so I cannot sell, trade, or give away that in any shape, way, or form. But I don't want to. I like my locket. And that's it. Now we're preparing to go to town. But before we do, we have to roll for the Darkstone because if you carry Darkstone out of the mines, you can get corrupt. It's not a good thing. It's a magical item that affects us. So let me show you how many Darkstone we're carrying and all that we have to roll. Because if you watch the other videos, there's a lot of rolling in this game. Alright, so I have updated my sheet, my character sheet, still at 3 lore. I ended up with 25 gold pieces, which is not a lot, and 2 darkstone. I don't know if that's 2 or 11, I think it's 2. So I'm going to roll for those 2 darkstones, and these are my items. We might get rid of some of them, we'll see when we get to town. But for now, let's see how much corruption we get. Yes, if I remember correctly, we found a darkstone searching for loot after one of our battles, and then at the end of the adventure we got 1 darkstone as a reward. We rolled a d3 and we got a 1. Anyway, so let's go ahead and roll. Alright, so I got 2 darkstones, so I'm rolling 2 dice. If I get 1, 2, or 3, I might get a corruption hit, and I don't, so I don't even have to defend. I could defend using my sanity, which is a +4, so I could have, but I didn't even need to. There's no corruption, so let's go to town. So next up, we're going to roll to see if something happens on the way to town. It's called travel hazards, and every hero that's in the pose has to roll 1d6. There's only one of me, so let's see. I don't want to see a 1 or a 2, and it is a 1, so we are getting a travel hazard. Okay, so in order to know what happened to us on our way to town, we roll 3d6 and then consult the chart as on page 56 of the manual. Let's see what we're going to get. We are going to get 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. And just to show you, this is where you can find that, and it tells you right here, roll 3d6, and we got an 11, so we're going to move over here and see what happened. Camping along the trail, your dreams are filled with dark visions of the future and an impending dread. Each hero must make a spirit 6+ test. If passed, gain 10 XP and you may recover 1 grit. If failed, you take D6 sanity damage, ignoring willpower, that carry over to the next adventure. All right, so certainly a nightmare. I had a nightmare. Well, I'm not even surprised after what we just saw. If you remember from the last game, we were surrounded by evil creatures, tentacles, and spiders, and all sorts of monsters. So I'm not surprised that my guy had a nightmare. So Doug has to check his spirit, which is a 2. So he's going to roll 2 dice, and one of those has to roll a 6, or else we fail. But we do. We roll a 6 and a 5. We roll pretty high, so we're okay. So because we pass, then 10 XP, and I can recover 1 grit. So let's do that. Really close to going to level 2, which is one of the reasons why I decided to keep the same hero. I wanted to kind of show you what the campaign would look like if you kept moving on down into the story. And we can level up in the middle of the adventure, so if I don't get to level up while in town, I can do it while I am running around in the mines. Alright, we also recover 1 grit, because when you go to town, you only have 1. But I'm guessing if I'm recovering 1, I can go up to 2. But with that, we have arrived safely in town, so let me show you what that looks like. I believe I showed you during the last video, but for those of you that didn't watch, here is a little map of our town, and we're going to get started. The first thing we have to decide is, are we going to sleep on the campsite for free, or are we going to spend $10 to stay at the hotel? As nice and as comfy as a nice bed in a hotel sounds, I don't think we can afford it. We only have $25. Of course, we're going to make some money because we're going to sell some stuff, but I think we're going to risk it and sleep for free at the campsite. Also, this here indicates how many days we have spent in town. And it's not good to stay in town for forever. I mean, we need to go be heroes down in the mines. Whenever at the end of the day, we're going to roll to see if an encounter happens in town, and that's not going to be a good thing. Of course, now that we just arrived, the chances of us having an encounter are low. I'll show you how that's done at the end of the day. So anyways, it says to use the party post-it to mark where you're at, but I think it's cooler to just use my guy. So here is Duck Cassidy, and like I said, we're going to sleep at the campsite. So because we're sleeping at the campsite, we have to roll to see if something happened to us while we were sleeping. So over at the Frontier Town chart, it tells you a little bit of how to do it. It just tells us, hey, sleep outside. You might get bumped by something in the night. So in order to check, we're going to roll 2d6 and then check this chart. We get a 7. And if we look at 6 to 11, uneventful night. It is an uneventful evening of drunken debauchery and a raucous song and around the campfire. And there's no effect, so we're good to go. Whew, okay, so we dodged that bullet. And now we have to decide where we want to go. We can only visit 1 building per day. And it kind of tells you what you can do at each building, like a quick summary of what everything offers. So one of the first things that I want to do is I want to get rid of some of my Darkstone. I know I only have 2, but I don't really need it. I think I'm okay without it. So I am going to go to the Frontier Outpost where it says sell Darkstone, train with soldiers, and get bounties. I also want to get a bounty because a bounty will let me get money during my next adventure for killing specific monsters if I roll right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to roll for an encounter, because once we arrive to the Frontier Outpost, it's a place that's alive and things are going on. So we're going to see what happened to us when we open that door and say, hey, we're here. We want to shop. And we get an 8. So let's go to the chart and see what we got. So here's all of the things that could happen when we get to the Frontier Post. We got the banners, yet wave. Setting the flags high in the wind atop the outpost walls, your spirits are raised that you may take some respite in this place. Recover 1 grit and fully heal your health and sanity. She's already fully healed, but can we recover 1 more grit? We are at 2 grits right now, and I think that is our max. Max grit 2. Do we have anything that lets us increase that? No, we don't. So even though we could get another grit, we are not going to, but that's it. We just feel invigorated after a good day of shopping that's about to get started. Now we're going to do stuff at the outpost. And the first thing that I want to do is sell those to dark stones, because I think we're going to find more in the tunnels of the mine, and maybe even in the other world, which has a special cool dark stone, which is liquid dark stone, which we'll probably see during the adventure. So I don't know that I want to be carrying these. I don't have enough to do anything cool with them yet, because you need like 4 at least to do that. I could hold on to these and see how many more I find, but what if I find like 10 in the adventure and then I have to roll that corruption? I don't want to do that. So I'd rather get the money and spend it in cool items in other stores or even here. So this chart lists every cool thing that we can buy and do over here at the Frontier Outpost. We are going to sell Darkstone, and it says you may sell Darkstone shards at the Outpost Bank for D6 times 25 each. Roll for each shard individually, as they may vary in size, weight, and value. So because we have 2 Darkstone shards, we're going to roll 2d6 and multiply that by 25 each. All right, let's see how much money we make. So we have a big shard and we have a tiny little shard. So one of them is straight out just 25, but the other one's going to give us a lot of money. Okay, so we get 25 for one, which is going to put us at 50, and then we get 150 for the other one. So we are already at 200 gold, just like that. So not a bad thing. I think it was a good idea to sell the shard. Now, if you look at the prices of these things, everything is super expensive, so I don't think I want to buy any of these, but I do want to get a bounty. That is free. Limit once per town stay, so we're going to do this. There's always someone or something that's wanted in these parts. Roll a d6 to see what the current bounty is at the outpost. Okay, and the bounty is on number 6, and number 6 are slashers. You get 200 to every hero for each one killed. I mean, there's only me here, but 200 bucks for killing a slasher? I'll take it. Now, hopefully we'll encounter some. Now, I'm going to go ahead and mark it here. I'm not sure where. How about here? Bounty. And this is only for the next adventure. So we have a bounty on slashers, just so that I remember. But with that, I'm done at the outpost, and like I said, I can only visit one thing per day. It takes me the whole day to look through the chart. So I'm have to decide again, but before I decide, it's the end of the day. So at the end of the day, we're going to check if we have an encounter. So the way it works is we have to roll higher than the number we're at. So right now we're at 1. So as long as we roll higher than 1, nothing bad is going to happen. No event. And we got a 4, so we're good. But we do move this up. So if I stay another day, if I decide to stay another day, tomorrow we have to roll higher than 2 in order to prevent having an event. But I will stay. I want to stay a little bit more just to show you guys what else is cool here at camp. And I'm going to take another chance. I mean, last night was really quiet at the camp, so I'm hoping that it's going to stay like that, but for that we have to roll. And we get a 10, which I believe it was an uneventful night. Let's go check. Yes, 6 to 11 is uneventful, so no effect. And I could have also, when I went to the Frontier Outpost, I could have sold my items. I forgot. We're going to do it today. We were just so busy getting rid of shards that we forgot to sell everything else that we're holding. And today, I kind of want to go to the salon for some entertainment. I think it's really cool. You can make a little bit of money there as well. So I'm going to go to the salon, and that's where I'm going to sell my items. Now, I know that even though this hunting rifle looks really good and it's a lot of money, more than my pistol, I think I want to get rid of it. And the reason being is it only shoots one shot. That's all I get. And if you remember from last adventure, I was surrounded by monsters and I was shooting two shots, which is what my pistol gives me, and it was hard. So imagine if I was only killing one thing per turn, and then all those things would come. I don't think I would have made it if I had the hunting rifle, even though it looks to be a better gun. So I'm getting rid of that. I'm getting rid of my knuckle dusters because, like I mentioned in the last video, I don't do well with combat, hand-to-hand combat. I'm more of a ranged person. I mean, I am a gunslinger, right? So I don't see a need for that either. And I was thinking about selling my book of the occult. It's 325. But I don't know. I don't know that I want to do that. I think because I got a lot of money out of the shards, I might hold on to it for just a little bit, and I can make that decision tomorrow. Tomorrow's a new day. But with this, I am making 575, so let's add it to the sheet. Okay, so we're up to 775. I feel like we've made a lot of money. So that's great. And the next thing we need to do is, actually, we should have done that earlier. I shouldn't have sold that yet because we needed to roll for an encounter when we open the doors to the salon. So hopefully nothing bad happens and we can't sell our stuff. Let's see. What do we get? We got a 5. And here's a salon, 2d6, bar fight. A nasty bar fight has broken out. Make a strength 5+ test to push your way through to safety. If you fail, take d6 wounds, ignoring defense, from the bumps and bruises. Oh, great. So these people are fighting while I'm trying to shop and I'm trying to sell my items. What in the world? So, all right, so I need to do, where's the bar fight? Strength +5. My strength is 2, so I'm going to roll 2, and I want to see a 5 in at least one of them. And there is a 5. Okay, I was like, if not, I'm going to use my grit because there's no way I'm taking all those wounds. So I passed. So we were able to sell our items. And now what I want to do is I want to do a little bit of gambling because, you know, why not? As entertainment, I can play casual poker or I can play Brimstone craps, which is a little bit more money, but you're going to get more money out of it. I have $750. Let's just go spend them, right? So gambling, limit 1 per visit. Make a luck 5+ test. If successful, gain 100 for every 5+ roll. If failed, you lose after a few rolls and leave with nothing to show for it. So let's check our luck. All right, so our luck is actually really good. It's 4. Do we have anything? No, it's 4. Okay, so that means that we get to roll 4, and we make 100 for every 5+. Is that how it is? That's how it works. 100 for every 5+ roll. So here's 4. And we made 100. That's all we made. Now I can take a grit. I think I will. I'm going to use a grit and re-roll these. I have 2 grits, and who knows, maybe I'll get a grit somewhere, somehow. All right, let's see. What is this? A 3. Oh, okay. I'm not going to spend my last grit just in case I need it for something else. So 100 it is. So I am at 875, which you would think, oh, she's got a lot of money. But remember, things are expensive here. And actually, I didn't make any money because I spent 100. So actually, I need to go erase that. I forgot to take the 100 before I enrolled. So I'll go back to, but before I do that, let me show you. I also want to play some poker. It's $50, and then it's a cunning 5 test. If successful, gain 50 for every 5 roll. If failed, of course, I get nothing. Okay, so I'm down to my 775 like I should be. And then, of course, I have to pay 50 to play casual poker. So I'm down to 725. And now let's check my cunning. My cunning is 3. So we're going to roll 3. Hopefully roll better than we did when we play craps. Let's see. And we did exactly the same. So we make up the money that we lost pretty much because we got a 5. So at the end of the day, this is where we're at, 775. That's why don't gamble, kids. It's no bueno. You see, you don't really make any money. We just lost all day here doing pretty much nothing. But that is the end of the day. So at the end of the day, we're going to check for an event. Can we roll 2? Nope. We are going to have an event. Okay. So, and then what happens is we reset this back to 1. And we check what happened to us while we were at the frontier town. All right, here's all the different events that can happen. I need to roll 2d6. Let's see. I got a 4, which is a fire. Oh, great. Fire. A fire has broken out, setting the town ablaze. D3 random town locations burn to the ground in the fire and may not be visited for the rest of this town's day. All right, let's see how many buildings burn. Woo! 3 buildings are down to the ground. And I'm actually out of the salon, so even if the salon burns out, that's okay. Well, hopefully the building I want to go to doesn't get burned out. So the way we do it is these buildings have numbers. So we're going to roll 3 times and figure out what burned down. If I roll the same number, I got to roll again. And I'm going to make them red because it's a fire, right? Yeah, we have to reroll one of the 6. We have to reroll that again. Okay, so 3, 5, and 6 burned down to the ground. Hopefully it's not the buildings I wanted to visit last. There was one more place I wanted to go to. Alright, so let's burn down these buildings. Now I'm sure there's a burned down building somewhere in all the tokens that come in this game, but I'm not going to go find it. I found these and that will be enough. So the saloon got burned, so I guess we made it out just in time before we got caught up in the fire. The church is burned and the general store is also burned, and that's exactly where I wanted to go. I wanted to go to the general store for my last visit in town because I wanted to buy a hat that was going to give me plus 1 HP, and I also wanted to buy some bandages. They messed up my plan. This fire was just terrible. I could have used the grit to re-roll, I guess, but I didn't. So now I have to make a decision. Do I stay or do I go? And the next time we go to town, it's kind of like we went to a different town, so it won't be burnt out. So it will refresh for us and we can visit all the locations. But for now, we can't visit those 3. I am going to stay one more day because I found out that the blacksmith has this really cool bullets that I want to buy. And I have so much money, I got to spend it on something, right? So I'm going to go ahead and visit the campsite once again and hope for an uneventful night, 6 to 11, right? 6. Okay, so we know it's uneventful. Then we are going to go to the, what was it? Oh, I was already here, wasn't I? I could have bought this when I first visited and I forgot. No, that's not true. I went to sell them. Now, this is the blacksmith where you can forge the dark stones. But I don't have any dark stones. By the way, that reminds me. Dark stones, 0. I needed to make sure I got rid of that. Okay. And what's our event? It's the 3. So here's everything that could happen at the blacksmith, and we got the wild horse. A horse has broken free of the stables and threatens to run wild through the town. Make a strength 5 to test a strength 5 test to get the wild beast under control. If you pass, the blacksmith pays you 100 for your trouble. All this money and nowhere to spend it because everything is burned down. If failed, the horse wreaks havoc in town and smashes through one of the neighboring businesses. A random building in town is destroyed and may not be visited for the rest of this town's stay. Any heroes that are in that building today must pass an agility 4 test to duck out just in time or roll once on the injury chart as the building collapses down on top of them. Ouch, this horse is causing a lot of trouble. Well, I am a gunslinger. I don't know how good I am with horses. I don't even own a horse yet. But my strength is 2. I need to get a 5. Let's see. Rolling 2. And I don't. I'm going to use my grit because I don't want my building to be destroyed and all that stuff to happen. And there it is, a 6 and a 5. So I tamed the horse. It took an effort, but I did it. And now I'm at the blacksmith. We did the event. I can go shopping for those nice bullets. Alright, so here they are. Darkstone bullets. Oh no, I need a darkstone for that. Oh man, I forgot about that. I should have saved 1 darkstone. Especially, I could have saved the one that was only 25. I should have planned this better. I guess we can take it back and just, I didn't, but that will be cheating, so I won't. Alright, but you can see that I was going to get that, and it was going to give me plus 1 damage to hits. And here's everything that I could forge if I had any darkstone, but I sold them. But most of them are high. This one, though, it was only 1 darkstone. I could have done that. Alright, so let's see. I can get this chest that lets me hold up to 8 darkstone, and darkstone inside this is hidden and does not cause corruption hits. And I have all this money, but that seems expensive. But you know what? It might pay off to have this in the long run, and I didn't come here to buy nothing, right? So for my lovely 675, I'm going to go down to 175. But I'm going to have, right here, it weighs 1, let's see. It's 8. Oh, I shouldn't put it here. It should go down because this thing took too big. Alright, so let's put it here. I think there might be a, what do you call it? A token that I can find in the game somewhere. I probably will find it at some point. But I think even if I just write it down and remember, of course, so many things to remember, I can carry up to 8 darkstone with no problem. So I can come back and get those bullets and much more. All right, and with that, I'm going to leave the store. It was a very eventful visit in town. Thank you guys for. I burned the, I burned half the town down to the ground. Well, I didn't, but there was a fire. Um, Last but not least, we have to roll to see maybe another fire happens. Let's see. And we get a 5, so we're good because we needed to roll above 1. I'm going to make the decision right now to leave town because I know you guys want to get to those mines and see the game. But you can see how I got exactly what I told you. When you're in town, it feels like you're doing things. It's not just like between adventures you heal. No, you're actually engaged and you're actually interested in what's going on with this little town that we're going to leave behind. And we're going to go to the adventure books so that we see what adventure we're playing today, what our objective is, how do we start. Let's go check it out. Today we're playing Cracks in Reality. It is mission 1 of the Caves of Cynder. And here it goes. Down in one of the local mines, cracks have opened up in the very fabric of space and time and are pouring void energy out into the world. This is having a terrible effect on the nearby towns and ranches, mutating the cattle out of control and driving men mad. One of the frontier blacksmiths in town tells you that he believes he has created a set of runes imbued with darkstone that could be used to seal these cracks. If you can fight your way through the hordes of creatures and find all of the cracks in reality, you may just be able to save these people before the cracks expand and consume the whole area. So the setup is the same as the standard setup. Mine entrance style is normal. The mission goal: the heroes must fully explore the mine to its darkest depth to find all the cracks and seal them before they expand out of control. Each time the heroes find a clue icon, they have found one of the cracks that needs to be sealed. Special rules. Immediate dread. For this mission, growing dread cards are revealed immediately when drawn rather than being placed on the stack. Fun. And then the objectives. Finding a crack. Each time the heroes find a clue icon, they have discovered one of the cracks in reality deep in the mine. After resolving any encounters and attacks there, the heroes automatically seal up the crack using the special runes provided by the local blacksmith. Immediately roll the peril die and move the hero pose marker that many spaces forward on the depth track, making sure all the cracks are sealed. When the hero pose marker has reached the darkness start space on the depth track, they have fully explored the mine, having found and sealed every crack. Once any remaining enemies on the board have been defeated, the heroes have successfully completed the mission. And here's our reward and failure, which we'll go back once we know if we get the reward or if we actually fail. Alright, so with that in mind, now we're all set up and ready to go. My hero is on the mine entrance, just like on the last adventure. However, this time, well, we gotta seal those cracks. Now, in order to figure out how far we have gone down the cave, down the mines, we're going to keep track right here. And when this yellow gets all the way to the over here, this might not be here, this might have moved, but when we get all the way to there, that's when the adventure ends and we are victorious. So let's get started and hopefully let's go to the Caves of Cynder. Okay, let's go. The first thing we need to do, roll for darkness. Let me show you what a turn looks like for those of you that weren't here for the last video. In the back of the manual, we have nice reference to everything we might need to know on the fly. And here's the game turn. First, hold back the darkness, then models activate in initiative order, room exploration, and end of turn. And I'll explain each and every one of these as we go along. But first things first, we're in a dangerous place and dangers are lurking everywhere, just even now. So we look at the depth track and how far into the cave we've gone or into the mine. Obviously, we just started, so we're over here. Down there, it tells us that we need to roll a 7 or more to keep the darkness from spreading. As we progress through the cave, it's going to get a little harder to keep that darkness away, obviously. But for now, let's roll 2d6 and try to get 7 or more. And we get a 7, so that's perfect. Now we're going to start acting. The heroes get to go. Well, I should say the hero, but if there were more heroes, we would all get to go. And he's going to roll for movement. If I roll a 1, my reward is that I get a grit. By the way, I'm down to 1 grit again. We reset to 1 grit at the beginning of the adventure. I found the lantern. I did not find, however, a token for the what was it called? Basket? I forgot. chest is what it was called. Okay, but I do have my lantern, which means that this area is eliminated, and anything adjacent, which right now there's nothing adjacent. So let's roll for movement and see how far I can go this time. All right, and I can move up to 4 spaces. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can move adjacent. I mean, the diagonal. I don't think it matters right now. I'm stuck here in this tile. Nothing too crazy is gonna happen. After I move, I can do one of two things. I can look into another room if I was at the edge of a tile, but I'm not. Or I can search. And search can be good or bad, or nothing can happen. But I'm adventurous and I want some loot, so I'm going to go ahead and search for my action. To search, you roll 3d6. And if you get any 6s, you have successfully searched or scavenged the room. But I do not. I am not successful in scavenging, so we'll have to leave it for another time. After that, we would reveal any rooms, but right now there are no rooms to be revealed because I'm not at the edge of a tile, so we move on to turn number 2. That's it. I was quick, right? First, we have to hold back the darkness again, so let's try that. And I got a 9, so yes, we held it back. Then I roll for my movement. And now I get to move a lot. So 6, which I don't need. 1, 2, 3. And when you get to the edge of a room or of a tile, you kind of stand in the middle of it. This square right here is considered to be 50% full. And any room that's 50% full is a full spot where you can stand. Also, it means that I'm standing in this tile and the next tile, which we haven't revealed yet. But for my action this turn, instead of searching here, I'm going to look into a room and see what is next because I want to move the adventure along. So we go to all of these cards that are right here waiting for us, and we reveal a map tile from the mines. And let's see. That's gear. There it is. Map deck. Let's give this a quick shuffle before I go in there and get a card. The vault. Okay, so now I have to go search through the pile of tiles and find the vault and set it up according to this what do you mean, this diagram. All right, 3 hours later, I found the room. There it is. And the green arrow shows us where it connects to the previous room. So it will go right here. So I have this pile of exploration tokens. Let's give them a shuffle. I'm going to put one down, keep the rest over here. We don't get to reveal it just yet because during our turn, we just get to do the action. We looked, but the room doesn't get revealed until the next turn, the next phase of the turn, after all the other heroes have gone. So if there are more heroes, they could be moving and searching, and you cannot search where there's an unrevealed exploration token, but they could be searching here, they could be doing whatever else they would want to be doing. I'm not sure what that would be. But we don't reveal it yet. But it is the end of my turn. I moved and I did an action which was looking through the door, and now we're going to reveal the room. So the way we do it is we flip that over. Oh, we're going to have a nice encounter. So this tells us that there are 3 doors. The top little, let me show you up close. You see at the top of the token there are 3 door icons. There's 3 openings or 3 exits out of this room, and then we're going to have an encounter, and we found one of those clue tokens, which means that after we find the encounter we can seal one of those rifts that we're sent down here to do. That's what we're here for. So since there's going to be 3 doors, that's it. All the doors are available on this tile. This we can put away. We're not going to need it anymore. And finally we are going to get our first encounter. Our encounters are, oh, those are artifacts. Here we go. These are the encounters. So shuffle them. Lucky find. Okay, that doesn't sound bad, right? Let's go check it out. Encounter, environment, and loot. Those are the code words up here. The room is filled with broken trinkets and rusty scraps. Very true. That's good. I see a broken chair in the map and everything else. So cool. there may be something useful under all of this if you can find it. So we need to test luck. We need to get a 6 or more. And then if successful, we're going to draw a loot card, but if not, well, an attack. So can we roll a 6? Let this here so that you remind me what what's going to happen if I don't. But my luck is 4. I get to roll 4. So hopefully one of those will be a 6, right? And I get my first loot today. And there's 1 6. 1 out of 4. Okay, well, 1 is all I need. So like we read, if successful, draw a loot card. So lucky find was good to us. First encounter, not too bad. I'm sure that there's going to be bad things. So when we do loot, and this is why if you look at my my cards that I have all over the place here, most of them are in regular decks laying down, but I have these two facing up like so to remind me that these two, they're not a deck per se. Every time I draw from here, I'm going to shuffle. Every time. I don't get to I don't have a choice. It's not like you put them on the discard pile, and when the discard pile is empty, then you shuffle. No, you shuffle every time. What loot do I find? I find, what's this? Loot artifact. Nice. Draw an artifact card or a gear card if I'm in another world, but I'm not. I'm in this world. I'm in the mines, so I get a nice artifact. Plus, I get 20 XP, which means I get to level up. My XP went from 490 to 510, just like that. And the manual says that as soon as you hit those 500 XP points, you can go ahead and level up in the middle of the campaign, or you can wait until, but you have to level up before the next encounter. And I say, let's level up so you guys see what that's all about. But before we do that, let's take a look at what artifact we found. So we're going to go to the artifacts, which are down here. Give it a shuffle. And what's this? What do we find? A ring of Tarkul. Okay, I'll take it. Plus 1 cunning. Once per adventure, recover 1 grit. Nice. When I really need a grit, I can use my ring. So let's put that up there. And it's also worth $300 if I ever want to get rid of it. So I'll put the loot card back here. Stand it up so I remember to shuffle. Because now I know that there's an artifact waiting for me there. I don't want to get that by mistake again. I mean, I would love to get that by mistake, but you know, I'm saying I don't want to cheat. All right, we did that. Let's level up, people. Let's stop for a minute. All of that happened because that encounter occurred. We actually finished the encounter. Before we level up, let's go ahead, because if I don't do it now, I'm going to forget. This particular scenario told us that whenever we find one of those clue tokens that we found on this particular room, it means that we found one of those rifts, and when we do, we move forward on the death track, meaning that we're making progress towards our goal. So this is the peril die. This is the one that they asked us to roll. Let's see how far along we move. We move 4. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and just like that, we're almost 1/3 of the cave done, or mine, I should say. All right, so now leveling up. How does that work? It's actually really cool. That's kind of like why I kind of want to show you as well, because I think you guys will enjoy this. All the information on leveling up is here. You can see that to go from level 1 to level 2, we need 500 XP, which we got. XP is not actually spent. You don't remove it from your total. So mark down our new level. Hero cap. Heroes max out at level 8, so no more than that. Then we can level up mid-game, which is what we're doing. Roll for a free upgrade bonus. Ooh, I like free stuff. I'm going to roll 2d6, and we're going to see, and then we're going to choose an upgrade from the chart, which is great too. Also important to know, a hero level might go up, but at level 2 there is no enemy bonus. So let's roll for this free upgrade. Alright, we get 5. What is 5? So I look under the gunslinger. This is my free bonus level up ability. I get +1 strength or +1 initiative, and also gain d6 sanity, but I'm at max sanity, so I don't need that. Do I want strength or do I want initiative? I think I'm gonna take, I think I might take the initiative, to be honest with you. I'm going to make that call in a minute, but in the meantime, I also get to choose one of the first abilities in this branching out kind of system where if you pick ability, let's say Cool Hand, then the next time you might get through shot, but you can't get character piece until you get catchphrase. So I looked around and I would love to do the catchphrase. Once per adventure, you may say your catchphrase to immediately heal 2d6 wounds or to add d6 damage to one of your hits. But I also kind of want those shots, those ricochet shots. But I think I'm going to go with the catchphrase because I think one of the things that my character is not that great at is his health. And I was hoping to get him a little bit of extra health at town when I bought that hat, but I didn't get to buy it because the building burned down, I think. So instead, if I say my catchphrase, I can heal, or if I feel like I don't need to heal, I can increase damage to one of my hits. So I'm going to go ahead and write my ability here. Catchphrase. Okay, and also I have increased my initiatives are really high. My strength is not bad. Actually, why is my strength 3? Did I increase it somehow? I don't see anything that increased my strength. I might have that wrong. But since it's already been increased, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna take that one. My cunning increased because of my ring. All right, so we did it. We had the encounter here in this room. We had an encounter. We picked up a clue. We sealed the first one. We gotta keep going. That is the end of the revealing a room phase. So we can go back and start again. Let's try and hold back the darkness at 7. Yes, we did. Okay, so no problem there. The darkness is still all the way there. And then I get to roll for movement. And I can move 4. 1, 2, I can move diagonal here, 3, 4, but I didn't make it to the end of the tile. So with that in mind, 1, 2, 3, 4, or do I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4? Maybe that way. I just want to make sure that everything stays in camera. So I think this way would probably be better. That's really the only reason why I'm doing it. And now, since I'm not at the edge of a tile, I'm not in this 50% space or spot, I'm going to just go ahead and try and scavenge. Roll 3 to see if I get any 6s. There's no penalty for missing. I don't. But there could be a bad scavenge. This is what could happen. So, all right. So nothing, not very uneventful down the mine yet. Let's roll for the darkness. I got a 6 and 3, 9. We're good. Let's roll for movement. Oh, it's funny because I always get a 6 when I don't need it. Could have gotten a 1, gotten a grit, would have been great. All right, so I'm over here at the edge of that tile. For my action, I'm going to look into the next room and let's see what we find. I find the black pool. Sounds kind of scary, not gonna lie. Alright, and I found it, and I gotta mention, this is a new tile from the Caves of Cynder expansion, so cool that we get to see one of the new ones. Excuse me, sir, Mr. Duck. There we go. Alright, there he goes. And then we're going to put the next encounter on the tile. And it's the end of my turn. I moved, and then I took an action which was looking into the, into this world. So, not this world, but this tile. And then we're going to reveal the room. So what we do is we flip over the encounter and yay, there we go. So what do we got? Instead of a door icon, we find a portal to the other world. We are going to the Caves of Cynder, people, and there's only one exit out of this tile. So we either go back and explore more mines, or we go where we want to go, which is the caves. We also have an encounter, and we get another clue token, so that's fun. Cassidy has been very lonely. So far, no monsters have shown up. No, I'm not calling them. I'm just saying we haven't had any monsters yet, but I'm guessing the caves will bring some monsters. Let's see. The other thing that we need to do is figure out where this portal is. We have 3 options, 1, 2, and 3. So we roll, and depending on the number we get, that's where how we know where the portal is. So we just roll 1 dice. Just roll 1. we get a 5. So if I look at it this way, it's going to be over here. So let's find it. Okay, and this we can put back. We're going to have an encounter now. And the way it works is if we come over here and we stand between these two tiles, we can look into the other room, and we're actually going to be looking into another world. We're going to be looking into the Caves of Cynder, and then we can jump over to the caves. All right, so encounter time. Let's see over here. Our encounter is an environment and explosive. The room is filled with crates of dynamite and barrels of gunpowder, much of it spilling out onto the floor. Some of this could be useful, but you had better tread lightly as it seems unstable. Any hero ending their move on this map tile may search for usable explosives. If during a fight this counts as an attack, make a scavenge roll. For every roll of 5 or 6, you may gain a dynamite token. For each roll of 1, every model on the map takes d6 wounds, ignoring defense from explosives going off. So it could be great, or it could be really bad if we roll bad. And then this remains in play. I'm just going to keep it next to the tile to remember that this is the tile that's affecting. By the way, these two are locked up. You can't go down those routes. So they're dead ends. I need to put these to indicate that. And I'll just leave this one right here. Okay, so if I scavenge, I can kind of find some dynamite. That's not bad. And then we've done the encounters. So far, the encounters have been very mild, very good to us. Well, I don't know, maybe we'll get some wounds from this dynamite. We do have to roll the peril die to see how far up we move on the caves, because we did find a clue token. And we moved 3. All right, 1, 2, 3. So we're making progress towards ending the adventure, but we're also deeper in the caves or the mines, which means that we're going to need to roll an 8 or more to keep that darkness away. But in the meantime, we are back, and guess what? We have to roll that 8 now. And we don't. We roll a 7. So just like that, just because it became a little harder, we're going to move the darkness 1. Now, on this space, nothing happens. But once we hit the blood splattered space, we have to encounter a darkness card, and those are usually really bad, so we don't want to do that. If we ever get to here where it says growing dread, we're going to reveal a growing dread, and in this encounter we reveal it right away. We don't wait until the end of the game like you usually do, because we don't know when the game's going to end. It depends on the roll of a dice, like a lot of things in this game. But for now we're okay. The darkness moved a little bit, but it's not too terribly horrible just yet. I'm going to roll for movement because it is my turn to act. And I got a 6, so we're going, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all I need. And now, instead of scavenging, oh, do I want some dynamite? I don't want to get hurt. I think I'm just going. I'm going to look into the other room and look into a new tile from another world. So what happens is that you thought we had a lot of cards. We actually have more now because we have to add the cards for the new world, the other world. So I'm going to keep some of them out of camera because I just don't have enough room for all these cards. And we were at the mines, but the other world that we're going to face is going to be, you know it, the Caverns of Cynder. And there's a special effect at the Caverns of Cynder. The mines, no special effects. At the Caves of Cynder, however, intense heat makes sense. At the start of a hero's activation, they take 1 hit for every clothing item they currently have equipped. And heroes are +1 max grit, because we just feel that urge to just keep on moving. Luckily, my gunslinger is naked right now. None of his items have the keyword clothing, so I'm not going to be taking hits, so that's a good thing. The next thing we need to do is we need to figure out the first tile on a map for the caves. And I put all the cave stuff down here. This is the map deck. Let's give it a shuffle. And we get a drilling chamber. Okay. Now what happens is that the caves are not connected to the other world. They're connected through portals. This portal is going to be adjacent to the portal for the cave, for the Caverns of Cynder. But we don't click them together in a puzzle fashion. We need to get another portal and then add this tile to it. And just because I want to make sure that you guys can see everything, we're going to put the mines to the side. We might come back here. I don't know. I want to dig deeper into the other world, so I might never come back to the mines. So just because of that, I'm going to put this to the side a little bit. Okay, so I found the tile. It's kind of like that. Has those two eyes kind of looking thing. My hero is still on the other side of the other portal. He'll have to move to get to this tile, although he is considered to be in both tiles because he's like in the middle of the portal. 1 foot on one world, 1 foot on the other. Let's go ahead and put an encounter token here, and I'll go ahead and end my turn. I moved and I looked into another room, into another world really, and let's go ahead and reveal the room. Ooh, an attack. Okay, you guys are gonna see combat. There are 2 doors, because there's 2 door icons, an attack, and we get another clue, which means that once we finish with the monsters, we're gonna get to roll that peril die and move even further down our path to victory. So only 2 of these 3 doors are operational, so let's go ahead and roll 1 to see which one. Yeah, I have one here to see which one is operational, and it is door number 3. So if I put it like that, it's over here. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to close off the other 2. Actually, what am I saying? There's 2 doors that are open. So I know number 3 is open. Let's see what other door is open. Okay, number 3. Well, that one we know. Give me something else. Number 4 is the same one. And number 1. Okay, so number 1 is up there. So this one is closed off. We'll put it just like that to indicate that we can't go out that way. And now let's check for an attack. So usually when we find an attack and we're in the caves, we just go to the different threat levels, and with the 1 hero party, you go to the low threat levels. But because we're in another world, we actually have these different encounters, and over here we'll have low, medium, and high or epic or whatever it is. So we shuffle these and we see what monster we encounter first. And we find a wandering enemy. Draw a standard threat card. So we are going to go to the green cards. I guess they want to take it easy with us at first. We're going to reveal P Void Spiders and P Stranglers. Okay, so this is the card from Caverns of Cynder that made us go into the threat deck, and in the threat deck this is what we get. And we have to roll the peril die to see how many spiders and how many stranglers we are going to be facing. Spiders first. 3 spiders. Here they are ready to go. And 3 stranglers as well. Let's get them out. And you'll notice I didn't put them on the board yet. I put them out here because we need to check for initiative to see which ones we're placing first. So here's our 2 monsters, and I'm just showing you the initiative for now. I'll show you everything else when it comes into play. The Stranglers have an initiative of 4, so they're slower. The Void Spiders have an initiative of 6. So we place the Stranglers first and furthest away. So the portal is here. We want to put them on the furthest exit from the portal. So they're going to start over here at this exit. And the way we do it is we put them in a checkboard kind of way. So this is a full space because it's 50% full. So that's a valid spot. Then he will go here. Then this one is also 50% full. Yeah, I would say so. So he'll go here. And then we place the spiders. And one goes there. One goes here, and the other one goes there. And also I gotta mention, I'm a gunslinger. I have a range of 6. I don't think that I can reach them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, yeah, I could. But I can just stay there and start shooting. But I will probably move just so you guys can see me on the map. But with that, we finished setting up the room. We got that. They're attacking us. And we go back to the beginning of our turn. We don't roll for the peril to move on the death track yet. We have to defeat the monsters first. So we go back and try to keep the darkness back a little bit. And yeah, with the 12, we definitely do. And now I'm going to roll for movement and come a little closer to this, guys. And I roll 3. So pretend that I was adjacent to this space. So 1, and I think I'm going to stay there, or maybe 2. They're going to come to me. I know they are. So I think it's better if I stay here because they can't stand there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I can reach at least one spider and one strangler, which is kind of what I want to do. Actually, the spiders are going to go first. What am I talking about? So that's it. We are now attacking. When we're engaged in combat like this, I don't get to search, obviously, because, you know, I'm busy with the monsters. And I don't get to look into any doors because, well, first of all, I'm not next to a door, but also I'm busy with the monsters. So we're going to go to combat. And now, we check for initiative. My initiative is 6. The spider's initiative is 6. And then the strangler's is 4. So me and Spidey Whitey are tied for initiative. And when we're tied, the monster goes first. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to maybe increase my initiative instead of my strength, because I figured this guy's always get always get to go first before me. Always scare me first. But it is what it is. So let's take a closer look at the spiders so you know a little bit more about how they're going to act. Okay, so here's our friends, the spiders. They have no abilities. That's a good thing, I guess. And then they move 8. And if I'm adjacent to them and I want to leave their side, it takes a roll of 4 to escape them. They're melee, no range. They roll 2 combat dice, and every hit is going to do 2 damage. Their health is 10. They have no defense, and I get 10 XP when I defeat each one of them. And this is if they were elite, but right now they're not elite. That happens when I level up, or well, sometimes in a mission there might be some elite ones. So we move them all up first, and then we roll for attack. Like I said, they move 8, so they are definitely going to get to me. And what they want to do is they want to try and stand as far back as possible so that other monsters can come and stand in front of me and attack me as well. So this guy is going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and stand right next to me as far as you can go. Then this one is going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and stand. You can attack adjacent. So, and then this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, and stand right here. So they all have a piece of me. And now they're going to roll. So like we said, they all roll 2 combat dice. So 2 times 3 is 6 dice coming my way. 2, 4, and 6. Okay, and they need to get a 4 or more to hit. And they sure do. Some of them do. So there's 3 incoming hits coming my way. If I don't defend, that's a whole ton of damage. We look at my gunslinger dog. In order to defend, he needs to roll 5 or more, which is not an easy feat, I understand. But they did it, so maybe we can do it. Let's see how many of these we can defend. We defend 1 of them, and 2 come through. So 2 damage each. That's 4 damage already to my guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go, sir. But the good news is that it is now my turn. And of course, spiders are in the way. If I have a spider adjacent to me, I have to attack it first. If I have any monster adjacent to me, I have to attack it first. I cannot, let's say, attack the big guys, which I'm more worried about. Although they don't do as much damage, so we'll see how that goes. So I will roll for movement, regardless of whether I'm going to move or not, because if I get a 1, I will get a grit, which I would love to get. So let's get a 1. We get a 2, close, but no cigar. So we don't get a grit, we're not going to move, because if I move, I need to make an escape 4+. So I'm not going to do that. And then I'm just going to shoot 2 spiders. I have my pistol at range 6, which is more than enough, more than what I need. And I get 2 shots, so hopefully 2 spiders gone. Let's try it out. Now, when I roll to hit, I need to hit a 3 or more. Doesn't seem too hard. Let's try it. It's not too hard, so I get 2 hits. Now, the 6 is special because it's a critical hit, and it ignores defense. Of course, spiders have 0 defense, so it doesn't really matter. I am supposed to roll these 1 at a time for damage, so let's see how much damage I do to the... And that's 6 damage. Health is 3, so I'm going to get rid of this one because I don't want a lot of monsters coming and getting close to me. Because I believe they're melee. Yeah, they're melee as well. But one spider done. I really wish that wasn't a rule. I wish I could target these guys and start getting rid of them, but I guess I can't. So let's see how much we hit the other spider for. And it's another 6. So another spider gone. We'll take care of this one. Doesn't really matter at this point. A bunch of guys, all of them can come in and surround me. Okay, so spiders are done. I am done. The stranglers are gonna do stuff. Let's take a look at them real quick. There they are. They have an ability, Strangler to hit rolls of 6 or more count as 3 hits each. Gotta be careful with those 6s. And then they're not ranged, they're melee, but they're gonna roll 4 combat dice each and do 1 damage. To defeat them, it's only 3 health, but they do have 2 defense that I gotta get through. And like I said, they move 6, so here they come. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stands right here, faces me. And this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stands and faces me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're all here. They all came to me. Alright, well, they're here. So that's 12 dice I'm rolling because each of them rolls 4. Alright, looks like fun. There is 1 6. And remember, if they hit a 6, their hits count as 3. So that turns into 3 hits. So that's a hit. These are misses because there's a bunch of 2s that we can get rid of. Okay, but all of those hit. Now the 6 actually counts as 3 hits. So I'll just add 2 more to make it 3. And then I have to defend and I have to roll all of these 5 and 6. That's what I want to see. 5s and 6 all over the place. Let's see it. Okay, I got a couple of 5s and 6s. Of course, some hits are still going to go through, but all the 5 and 6s are misses, so I only get 3 incoming hits, which is 3 damage. So I guess I'm already at 7 damage, and my total HP is, I remember it was 10, yeah, 10 health. That's what I got, unless there's something else. I don't think so. No, that's all I got. Alright, so moving on, everybody's gone, so we move on to a new turn. Well, I have to, you know, fight that darkness again. So let's see what we get. We need an 8 or more. And we have an 11, so we're good. So that's perfect. Now, spiders are up. They're not going to move because the one spider that's left wants to be exactly where it's at. So it's going to roll 2 dice and looks for a 4 or more and gets 1 hit on me. I'm going to defend it and, of course, roll a 5 or a 6, right? No, I do not. That would be 2 more hits. That would mean I'm almost dead. So yeah, okay. I am at 9 out of my possible 10. But it is my turn. At the beginning of my turn, I'm going to roll for movement. Hopefully get a grit. Nope, I don't get a grit. I will go ahead and use my bandages. That's a free action. I don't need to spend an action to do that. And the way they work, I roll a d6, and that's how many wounds I heal. And I'm healing 4 wounds. Okay, so I'm back down to 5 health. That's why I wanted to, in town, get some bandages. So I knew that I was going to need them. Unfortunately, the place burned down, and I was not able to get them. We'll see if we can survive this encounter without them. But it's my turn. Still, I have 2 shots that I can hopefully kill something with. Okay, so a 5 and a 4. Those are both hits because I need to get 3 or more, so that's good. None of them go through defense. So I'm going to shoot, see how much damage I get, and then assign the damage as I see fit because I need to get rid of something. So first I get a 3. So with a 3, I'm able to defeat the spider. At least 1 spider out. I'm more worrying about spiders. I'll be first because I have higher initiative than the stranglers every turn. And then let's roll for my second. I need a 5 to defeat. Oh, no more spiders. So just stranglers now. I need a 5 to defeat them because it's not a critical hit, so I need to account for their defense of 2. So if I hit a 5 or a 6, one of these is dead. And I get a 5. Perfect. Okay, so that's 1 dead. I don't think it matters. We'll just get rid of this one. Why not? One thing that I forgot was to keep track of my XP. So let me do that. So I believe there were 3 spiders and 3 stranglers. Spiders would have given me 10 XP each. So now I got in Caves of Cynder, these little tokens come in it, and they say, you know, you can keep track of whatever you want, XP, whatever. So I will keep track of my XP instead of writing it down over there. And then I killed 1 strangler, which is 25 XP. So here's a 25. Okay. And hopefully I won't be so excited that I will forget about all of this. And now stranglers, here they come. So they're in range. They don't need to move. This guy can come over here and face me if he wants to. This looks a little bit more scary like that, I guess. And 8 dice. Okay, well, at least they didn't get any 6s. I guess that's a plus. They do get some hits on us, though. All the 3s, they only missed twice. And then I have to get 5s to defend all of that. Let's see how I do. Okay, I get 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, nice. Okay. So only 1 incoming hit. That's not bad. I guess I'm glad I used those bandages, or I would be dead right now for the first time. I do have some revive tokens, which bring me back up to health and sanity. And I will get to heal at the end of the fight if I survive it. End of the round, so we go back and check on that darkness. And we get an 8. So actually that's good. That's what we need. We need an 8. It's hard for me to see what I'm rolling. That's why I keep moving the dice around. All right. It is my turn. So roll for movement and no grit. And then roll for shooting this guy's out of the way. And there's 2 hits where I didn't go through the defense. No criticals, unfortunately. But at least I hit both times. So hopefully I can get 2 5s in a row. Let's do it. Well, there's 1. Okay, perfect. And that's another 25 XP. And then another 5. Here we go. Okay, it's just a 3. But I have a fully loaded gun. And if you remember what these do, this is my special ability. This one adds +2 damage to my roll. So 3 + 2 is 5, which is what I need to get through. So I do lose this one, but I think it's well worth it to get rid of that guy and finish this encounter, get another 25 XP. I'm gonna go ahead and cash it in. I am at 615. And then after a battle, I get to catch my breath. If you were here for the last video, you know how it works, but if you weren't, I'll tell you how it works right now. So the first thing that happens is that I get to heal a little bit. I roll a D3, which is going to P. Instead of a D6, we have it. And let's see, well, we don't have it. 1 and 2 is 1. 3 and 4 is 2 health. And 5 and 6 will be 3 health that I can recover. So let's see how much I can recover. Okay, so I recovered 2 health. So I'm back down to 4. And I could have recovered either health or sanity. Thing is, my sanity hasn't been touched yet. And that's why I went for straight, just healing my health and regaining a little bit because I don't have any more bandages. And the next thing that we can do is we gain a loot card. Now we gain a loot card for every card that we use to spawn monsters. Now we only use 1 card because even though the card told us to go grab another card, I don't think that counts. 1 card is what we use to spawn monsters on the board. So 1 loot card is coming our way. If I could find some bandages, that would be great. However, I don't even know if there's bandages in this loot deck. But what we do get is draw a gear card or an artifact card if in another world. And yes, these should come in handy. And I also get 20 XP. I am in another world, so I am getting an artifact. Again, that's a good thing. We drew artifact back to back. Different card, but the same result. So 20 XP. And I'm just going to mark it here and cash it in later. And then an artifact. Where are our artifacts? Here we go. And it's an artifact from the caves. So let's take a look and see what these things are. It's a frosting jar. It's an artifact cinder container. Once per turn, you may use 1 grit to transfer any number of corruption points from yourself to the jar. Keep track of the corruption in the jar. Then roll a d8. On the roll of 1, the jar shatters. Discard. If the jar shatters, or is lost in any way, all corruption inside immediately transfers back to you, causing mutations as normal. When sold, the jar is worth $25 more for each corruption inside. Okay, so I want to collect some corruption then. I guess I would have liked bandages better, but we got what we got. So, fight is over. We get a loot card. I mean, it could have been so much worse. I'm complaining here about nothing. And then we keep moving. We finished the encounter, which is the fight over here. And remember, we did have that clue token, clue icon on our token, on our exploration token. So after we defeat all the monsters, we can roll the peril die and try to get deeper into the cave. We sealed yet another rift. That's 3 rifts, I think, that we've sealed already. And we get to move 6. That's great progress, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at us. We're only 3 away. Find one more clue token and we will do it, because the peril die has the lowest number it has, I believe, is a 3. Yes, it is. Okay. One more clue token. Let's see if we can find it in the next room. Done with the turn, done with everybody, so we're back to a new turn. Now we have to roll a 9, though, to keep that darkness from, moving towards the blood splatter. So let's see. And we roll a 7, which will do it. But I'm still holding on. Am I still? Yes, I'm still holding on to my Book of the Occult. And the ability says, once per adventure, prevent the darkness from moving on the death track. I'm going to flip it to indicate that I've used it because I might forget and want to use it again. But I think this is the right time to do it. I'm almost done. I mean, I still have to roll a billion times probably, but who knows? Maybe I won't. At least we prevented a darkness event from happening. The next time we'll have to take it. And now I roll for movement. And we roll a 3. So 1, 2, 3. And we're off to the races. We're going to explore another room. I'm not even going to search here. I'm just going straight to looking into a room and seeing what's out there. So we draw a map tile. A magnet tunnel. A magnet tunnel. And I'm just going to go search for it. It has 2 openings. Hopefully they're both open. Let's go check it out. All right, I found a magnet tunnel. It's going to connect over there. So I want to go down a bit. I'm going to put this one here. And I'm going to leave this here because of the doors. I still don't know what doors are still available. We'll put an exploration token here, and we're good. We can now move on to the next phase of the turn, where we're going to reveal the room. And before I reveal this, kind of forgot that every time you move into a room, you're supposed to move move us on the death track. And the adventure didn't say if we don't do that because we're doing the thing after the encounter, or if we still do that. So I'm not sure. If that was the case, I've explored over there 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms, which would mean 1, 2, 3. We would have won already. But since I'm not sure if that's true or not, and I've already done all of this, we're going to go ahead and reveal the room. All right, and ooh, it's a growing dead encounter. Ouch. But we do get a clue, so we're gonna roll after we finish with this encounter, which might finish us. But we're only 4. Yeah, we're only hurt 4, and we still have to revive tokens. I think we might have this. I think we have this. Depends on the growing dead encounter. So I put them over here because I didn't have any room. So let's reveal one. Void Search. And remember, in this adventure, we reveal them right away. We don't wait until the end of the adventure. Void Search. The dark stone you are carrying glows brightly as it burns to the touch with an eldritch fire. All heroes immediately take 1 corruption hit for each dark stone they are carrying, including dark stone icons on items. And also there are 2 doors, so both openings are open for us. Map can go back. To be honest, I'm not carrying any darkstone. I sold it all, and I haven't found any around. So unless my items have darkstone icons, I think we're good with this one. Yeah, I'm checking over here. We sold this. We got rid of this, and we sold all our darkstone. We used the bandages. So we don't have any darkstone in hand. We haven't been scavenging, and that's how usually you get darkstone. We have a thing that can hold our corruption. That doesn't have a darkstone item. Does this? Oh, maybe this does. Is that an icon? I would think so. Yeah, so we have one, and that's it. So immediately takes one corruption hit for each Darkstone they are carrying. It says immediately, but can I defend it? And I don't know. It doesn't say that I can save from it. It just says immediately. So I think I will take it, and it doesn't matter because I can put it in my jar. Once per turn, you may use one grit to transfer any number of corruption points from yourself to the jar, and then I have to roll a d8. And on the roll of 1, the jar shatters, and if it shatters, then the corruption comes to me. But if it doesn't shatter, this jar is going to be so much more yummier when I sell it. It's going to go it's going to go up $25. So a D8, don't want to see a 1. We see a 5, so we're good. We are able to, we put the corruption there, which I'm guessing there's a corruption token somewhere. I need to go look for those. We finished the Growing Dead encounter, and now we're going to roll. And well, like I said before, no matter how we slice it, we're gonna get out of here. Yeah, we got a 3, which is the worst result we could get. But 1, 2, 3, that puts us at the end of the death track and means that we win the encounter. So let's see what our reward is. So for our reward, each hero gains 50 XP and D6 times 50 for saving the town. Okay, so I jot down my XP. We're at 665. I believe we need to get to 1,000 in order to level up. Again, or to level up to the next level. Sure, that would be level. By the way, we are no longer level 1. We are level 2. Need to mark that as well. And then last but not least, let's roll to see how much money we get. Whatever we get times 50. Wow, okay. We got a 300 bucks. So that puts our gold at 475. Not bad, especially because we're gonna go to town and sell our stuff and everything else. At the end of the encounter, as usual, we get healed up. We go back to only 1 grit. We refill our 6-shooter, and we are ready to travel. And that's basically it, guys. That's the game. Now, I know in this particular game, we didn't get to fight that much. I think we had 1 fight. Was it 1 or 2 fights? I don't even remember. And sometimes that happens in Shadows of Brimstone. You can go through a adventure and not face many monsters. And sometimes, if you look at the explorations, we had an encounter, which was just a card. There's an attack. There's 2 encounters, another attack. So there's 2 attacks, an ambush attack, another encounter, an encounter, another encounter. So we had 3 more chances versus 5 chances of just doing encounters. So you can see how this is Growing Dread. Here's another attack. Yeah, there's more chances of you getting an encounter than getting an attack. Only 4 of these tokens have the attack, keyword on it. But it's so fun to explore, and I just love going back to town with my loot and doing cool things there as well, and leveling up. And I know it's hard to play with one hero, especially if you're ranged and the monsters are all coming to you, but I've been able to win both encounters, so I can't complain. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Well, guys, there you have it. That was a full run-through of Shadows of Brimstone going inside Caverns of Cynder. I don't know how. I thought this one was going to go really bad at the beginning. I was like, ooh, but we did it again, and we were successful. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to Meeple Village, and also follow us on Twitter and on Instagram, where I'm letting you guys know a little bit more about Meeple Village and what goes on inside of the channel, so for your enjoyment. So guys, I will see you on the next video, but until then, you know it, may you play more games.